We know the iPhone XR and XS are water resistant, but how deep can these phones really go?
So I have a brand new iPhone XR and an iPhone XS. Now, this is the same iPhone XS that we actually used in our previous water test, and we tested it to the rated depth of 2 meters for 30 minutes. This is not a scientific test. We are just doing this to have some fun and see how far we can take these to the extreme. And don't try this at home. Or maybe you should, but it will definitely void your warranty.
To take the phones to new depths, we're using the Trident, an underwater drone from OpenROV.
This foam is going to counteract the weight of these in the water so that they don't sink or float. They're what we call neutrally buoyant.
They made us a custom mount to hold the two phones side by side in front of the drone's camera.
Well, to move through the water, we have these thrusters that are basically really rugged motors like you'd see in like a quadcopter, but they can handle water. These ones in the back allow it to move forward and backward and turn, and the vertical one allows it to move up and down. The whole design is made so it can be very hydrodynamic, both for moving horizontally in the water, but also for diving way down into great depths. Okay, you ready?
For the first round, we're taking them to 2 meters. The XS should be fine because of its IP68 rating, but the XR is only rated for IP67, which is 1 meter for up to 30 minutes.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, in the water.
Let's stop it and let's pull them out.
All right.
Looks like everything's still working. Yeah, the touchscreen is fully responsive. That looks good. Let's look around the back at the cameras. I can't see any evidence of water ingress or any kind of fogging at all. That looks good.
Testing 1, 2, 3 live from Monterey Bay. Testing 1, 2, 3 live from Monterey Bay.
So the XS has already been dunked, and I can tell because the speaker sounds a little bit distorted while the XR sounds pretty clear.
They both survived the first dunk, so we're taking them down to 3 meters.
All right.
Looking good. Let's pull these guys out. Now we're drying them off after the second round at 3 meters. Looking good. They both seem to be responsive on the screens. Looking at the cameras, I don't see any evidence of water ingress. There's no fogging either that I can tell. These phones are doing so well. They've already made it to 2 and 3 meters. I think we should just go straight to the next level and go straight to 5 and dunk them for at least 5 minutes, maybe even more.
I totally agree. I'm really excited to see what happens.
Yeah. Okay, let's take these guys off. Oh, wow. All right. Both are looking good. That was 5 and then 6 meters for around 19 minutes. Looks like it's still responsive. Ups are still opening. Everything looking as expected. Back on the cameras, yeah. No water damage I can see. I definitely have noticed the volume has reduced, even at the maximum volume cranked up on both of the phones.
They're both still working, so it's time to take them down to the bottom of the bay. The Trident heads down to the sea floor about 8 meters down. Around the 3-minute mark, something is wrong on the XR.
I think water has started to come into the SIM card trade slot.
So you're saying this is the beginning of the end?
I think this is the beginning of the end for the XR. The XR died at 6 minutes 50 underwater at around 7.7 to 7.9 meters.
The XS, on the other hand, is still going strong.
All right, let's pull it out.
All right, here it comes.
Now it's time to assess the damage.
The XR is very obviously not working. Try and turn the power on. Nothing's happening. A lot of water just popped out as soon as I popped the SIM card tray out. Okay. Well, there's definitely water damage I can see on the SIM card. Actually looks a little bit like there is some buckling here. The screen and the side doesn't sit as flush as it used to. And look what's happening if I tilt it upside down. All the water that comes pouring out of that SIM card tray. So let's take a look at the XS now. This one, we managed to submerge almost 4 times the rated depth, and it's looking good. Unbelievable. Like, it's still going. Everything seems to be functioning okay. The touchscreen is fine. Yep. Let's see, turn around and look at the camera. Can't see any evidence of water damage there. It looks pretty good, pretty clear.
The real test to see if the iPhone had sustained any long-term water damage was to check that liquid contact indicator inside the phone, but it hadn't activated, which meant that no water had made its way inside the device. And a week after the water test, the phone was still going strong. The speakers just sounded a little more muffled.
Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe, and a big thanks to OpenROV for making this all happen.